Hey YouTube, this is Crazy Cool coming out for you today. Well, I'm out riding, trying to get a little riding in before this big storm blows through. Thought I do a little video vlog. It's been 2 weeks since I've actually did anything. Kind of was a little busy. I loaded up a couple of videos, but those were taken, a while before, and I'm just, like I said, I'm new to YouTube, so I'm working out the bugs there, and I figured I'll say hello to everybody. Hope everybody's enjoying this beautiful day. It's about 80 degrees, but then they said there's some big thunderstorm that's going to roll through. So 11 o'clock I got out and figured I would catch a little riding. The storm's supposed to hit around 4 o'clock this afternoon. So now it's about 12:30. So I got about an hour and a half in. I'm actually about to ride through I believe it's the Catskills State Park. So I figured I'd catch some nice views. This is my first time going out that direction, so we both could have a nice little scenery, have a nice little conversation. Let's just express what's on our minds. I'm not a professional. I'm just your regular guy out here enjoying this big beautiful planet, and thought I would just share my adventures with you guys. Feel free to comment on the videos. I live in the beautiful state of New York, so I always like to discover new routes, new roads, new areas, and I like to capture those memories on my camera, so it's something for me to look back, years from now. You never know. Hey, you can share it with your kids, your grandkids. I have a little son. One day he'll be on the bike, riding behind me as a passenger, and we'll get to explore this world together. I can show him a lot of stuff that I've actually seen before he was riding with me. I can actually remember when I was younger, my dad, and I would say as young as 4 years old, my dad used to have me on the back of his motorcycle, and I had this bright red helmet, and we would be zipping through the city. I remember him coming to pick me up, and things would happen. The parents, mother and father, weren't together, but that's a different story. But he was always there, when I was younger, and I always remember, just him telling me, hang on, and we would go through the city, to go to our little destination together. And that was a very fond memory. So, in return, I would like to share that with my son. Hopefully, he can experience what I've experienced and have the same emotional connection that I did with that time in my life. Me and my little son, he's a toddler right now. We're very close. He loves both his parents. But, you got to create the memories for your kids. And it sometimes starts small. And this is me doing the little things, because sometimes the little things mean a lot. And I can tell you, the memories I've shared growing up in the household with two parents is very special to me. Not saying that if you have one parent, it won't be as special. It's what the parent puts into it and what the child gets out of it that's lasting. So that's what I plan on doing in the future. Of course, my wife, she'll be on the back of the bike as well when we're just riding two up. This is my first time going over here, so I actually like it, and I'm going to, put her on the back of the bike and let her experience this. And, together we have our memories we create. So when we're older, she can look back and we can discuss how rich our lives were together. Unfortunately, we all must leave this planet. We got to go to heaven, which is a good thing. And but it's nice to talk about the adventures that you had while you was on this planet. And I just pedal on. I'm not speeding. I don't want to blow by anything. I want to see it all. And the good thing about it is there's no cars behind me, so I can go as slow as I want, really. Usually if there's a car behind me, I try to keep up with the speed limit. But right now, it's 40 miles an hour, and I'm pedaling along at 35 because, hey, this is how I want to ride. And as you can see, right now, I'm on a nice little curvy, winding road, and it's just, taking my time. Now, I figured, some issues, not even issues, but just thoughts that came across my mind that I would share with you is why I ride. Well, part of it is, of course, the memories having when I was younger, but I also, I'm a working dad, and sometimes, life can be a little stressful, and I don't like leading a stressful life, and I don't like my family to have any stressful life. So whenever we can, we try to de-stress. And what I like to do, one way I like to de-stress, is I like to get out and ride. It's a great stress reliever. It's my hobby. I recommend to anyone who has a high stressful job to find a hobby. It's a way of disconnecting and relieving that stress, so you can, get in tune with your mind and your body. And that's what I like to do. I like to de-stress. I like to just let the mind wander, let the stress of the week fade away, and I like to just enjoy myself. So that's what I do, nothing too crazy. Take 55A. I'm not looking to go to 55. What I'm doing right now is I'm actually going around a lake. It's a big lake I'm going around. I thought I'd be able to see it, but off to my right there's a lake. Maybe the trees will open up and we'll get a nice little view of it, but right now it's green, it's luscious, and this is how nature's got it for me, and I like it. It's big, it's beautiful, it's peaceful, not too much traffic. I don't like riding in a lot of traffic. You can't relax if you're riding in a lot of traffic. So this is my stress relief, just getting out, riding the road, seeing this beautiful planet of ours, and adding it to my adventure there. I want to also think I'll get out if a little clearing opens up and I can show you my bike. But I recommend, as I stated before, if you are in any position that's causing you any type of stress, and you have people that work 7 days a week and never take a vacation, and you gotta do something, I see. I think I'm on the wrong side of the reservoir, but that's okay. It's on my left. This is the road I was supposed to be coming back up on, but hey, little mess up, so I come back the opposite direction. It'll put me back on 55. So the lake is actually on my left and not on my right. It's supposed to be on my right. I think I messed that up a little. When I was going, it was supposed to be on my right, and I would come back with it on my left. But hey, it's okay. It's still a beautiful ride. So as I stated, it's good to have a hobby to get rid of, just to disconnect. Try to relieve some of that stress. I know some people who will go for a nice walk. They ride their bikes. They may take family time and do little vacations, weekend getaways, or a big vacation. Whatever works for you is fine, as long as you find an outlet to relieve some of that stress. Because, a lot of people, they bring it home, and that's not good. They're not able to calm down. Some people may come home to a house with a bunch of kids there, and they're screaming and hollering, and you really don't get a chance to relax. Or maybe that's the way you relax. You look forward to coming home and having the family there to help get that out of you. Me, I like to ride. I also like to share my day with my wife. That's a good stress release for me, especially if something, it's really stressful. I was in a stressful situation, and it's on my mind. And what I do is I pray on it. It's always great to keep God in your heart, but I pray on it. And just so I'm right, for me, I tell my wife. What I do, though, is I'm not trying to freak her out and make her upset. Some people want to unload their stress onto the next person. I don't do that. What I do is I make it funny. Even if the stress situation, unfortunately, was a bad situation, I don't make it funny while I'm laughing at the situation. I make it funny on how I handled the situation. I tell her I was nervous, and holy smokes, and just silly things, and that makes it easier for me to cope with the day. I'm not bringing that negative energy into the household. I'm actually releasing it on the way home, and I'm releasing it even more when I talk to people, and I make them laugh, because it makes me laugh. And that's how I deal with my stress, and it's not overwhelming. The stress could kill you. People have high blood pressure. How many times have you seen it where your friend is in a stressful situation, and you go to help them out, and their stress jumps onto you. So you're stressed out trying to help them, and who's helping you? So what I like to do is I like to relieve my stress by talking about it, laughing about it, getting it, off my chest. And I have to give it to my wife, because, she sees that it's going to rain. Like, we're supposed to get a heavy rainstorm, as I stated before. And she said, why don't you go out nice and early, get a nice ride in, come back in, and because for the rest of the week it's going to be nasty, and we're going to be pretty busy, and we're not sure. I have some stuff I have to do, so this is going to be my last ride for a little bit. So she said, get out there, get some good time in before it rides. Her and the baby are going to go shopping, and I said, thank you. I think I'm going to do that. And that always helps when you have someone when you're in your corner that supports your passion. Even if they don't agree with it all the time, but they support it, they understand it, And my wife, when I first told her I was going to get a motorcycle, this was years ago, when we were dating, she was nervous, but she knew it was something that I wanted. But what was even better about it is she saw that I was taking classes, even before I got on my first bike, taking classes to make sure I was okay. And she supported that. She liked that. She knows I'm not going to be out here and be reckless. So, even though she is a little nervous when I go on my far journeys, what wife is not going to be a concern for their husband's welfare, she still knows it's a way for me to enjoy myself. It's my time. Now, I support her 100%, and I try to, if she needs time, I say, hey, go do what you got to do. I'll take the man. She works as well, and me and him will go and disappear. You give her a chance to be by herself and de-stress or get her thoughts together. Have mommy time, as I tease her about it. She's got to have you time, and that's what she does. So, that's something I feel everyone should do. And if you don't have time to do it, then make time, because life is way too short. You don't want to retire years from now, like when you can no longer do the daily grind, and you look back on your life and you say, man, what have I been doing? All I did was go to work, go to work, go to work, go to work, which is, a good thing, but it's a bad thing because you're missing life. Life isn't about just working, Life is about getting out there and doing stuff, being together, being with your families, being with your friends, creating wonderful memories, even if it goes bad, where you have a lot of mishaps, going to it, you're still creating memories that you can laugh at tomorrow. Like how many times have you had a trip somewhere? Oh, squirrel. How many times have you had a trip somewhere and you caught a flat tire, or you got a speeding ticket, or the car gave you a little trouble or something? Even though it was bad at that moment, when you're telling it and you're telling the experience that you went through to get it, to resolve it, it's quite funny, and you laugh at it. And that's what it's about. Just creating beautiful memories. I mean, hey, let's face it, we all want to go to heaven. At least I hope we all do. But we all want to go somewhere after this. And what are you going to do? Just stand around and, wish you had, you was able to do something that you wanted to do before it was too late? I met a person, I think I was like maybe 10 or 11 years old. And he was an older gentleman. He had to be in his 60s, 60s, mid-60s. And he said to me, he's never left the Bronx. And I couldn't understand that. I said, well, you mean you never left New York City? Like, I figured he went down into the city, into Manhattan. Maybe he went to Brooklyn or Queens. And he said, no, I never left the Bronx. Everything I ever needed was right here in the Bronx. Now, as much as I love the Bronx, that was nice. That's not something I couldn't see myself doing for the rest of my life. Like, I just couldn't. Like, all right. So it's 12:41. I think I'm going to go down for another 10-15 minutes and then turn around. So here's this guy that said he's never left the Bronx, and he was happy. So I started naming, like, other communities around the Bronx. Did you go into Westchester? Did you go? And he said no. Every party, every club, everything he's ever needed was here in the Bronx. And, I said, well, were you married? And he said, yes, his wife, she's from the Bronx. And I said, y'all never took a vacation together? He said, no, everything I needed was in the Bronx. If she wanted to go away, I let her go. But I didn't want to go because this is what I like. Now, not saying this guy is wrong for his actions, but I thought to myself, even as a kid, like, wow, he missed out on a lot. Like, this was a chance, an opportunity for him to see the world, and here he is in his 60s, And his timeline, I didn't know the gentleman, so I didn't know how much he had, how long he lived after I met him. But his whole life was in one location, and I don't know how big the Bronx is. I think it's like maybe 7 miles or something like that long. I'm not sure. I can look that information up, but that's a lot to miss. I mean, this big, beautiful planet, and you stayed in one section. So you can look at that as work when you work. And, it's a big, beautiful planet. You do it and you're working. It's like you're working to work. If you never go anywhere, it's like you're working to work. Like, I'm working so I can work and nothing else. My life was about work. And that's okay if that's what you really, really want. But why? Why wouldn't you want to get out there and see something different? Even if you went to the next state and went to a state park year after year, or family members, you still got out. You still created memories. And yes, don't get me wrong, you're creating memories in the workforce. When I worked at a company for 10 years. I made some great friends at that company, and I had some really great memories working at that company. A couple of them bad, but they're not even close to the great memories that was created. Little chipmunk there. I would say about 70 to 80% of the people I made friends with while working at this company, I am still friends with today. So that's great memories, because that's the type of person I am. I like to create great memories, make the best of the situation. But if you have a person that's just working and never doing anything else, and they work too much, even when they're not working, they're talking about work. That's when you know you're working too much, so, and then how could you relax? Or, which is even worse, they have a family, they go on vacation, and everybody's on vacation except that one person. He or she is busy on the computer or the phone working. So you brought the office into your vacation, onto your vacation, and you miss a lot, So I just like to say, if you have the opportunity, if you have the vacation time, just get out there and take a vacation, get a hobby, do something where you're not working every day. You're missing a lot. It is now 12:45. I think I should start turning around because rain's supposed to start at 4, but the weatherman never gets this right. So this is the first half of my trip. I'll turn around. Actually, let me find a little spot real quick so I can tell you about my bike, and then show it off a little, and then we'll head on home. All right, thank you.